I'm back doing YouTube videos and I'm super excited about it. I'm so glad to get back into the swing of things. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel for new videos. I'm going to try to get one up every week to every 2 weeks. Fingers crossed, but that way you turn on the little bell so you get notified when I upload a video and you don't miss out. And I would love for you guys to either private message me, email me, or comment below and let me know what kind of content you want to see here on my channel, because of course I make videos for me and whatever I like, but I want you guys to want to watch them. So 100% let me know what you guys are interested in. This video is more of a story time, kind of getting you guys to know me a little bit better. First off, I do want to let you guys know that I have new merch, and this shirt is so cute. I'm gonna lift it right up here. Love is love. It looks so cute. I love it. It's one of my favorite designs that I've done yet. And these are super, super lightweight, thin, breathable t-shirts. Super comfortable, super soft. They are for sale on my website. They are limited edition, so get one while you can, while sizes last. Just a little bit of a backstory. This is a theme a little bit off of my new single Burning Bridges that's out, which you can check out as well if you're interested. It's on all streaming platforms. I did recently do a story you guys can check out about my crazy roommate that I had, who I had to evict by the police. It's a long, lengthy video, pretty detailed though, and it's a crazy, crazy story, so highly worth the watch, so check that one out if you're interested. I don't think I've ever fully disclosed, or it may have been kind of like thrown out there over the years in passing, but I'm actually deaf. So for those of you especially who know that I'm a singer, songwriter, and I'm a musician, I'm an artist, like, music's my life. I need my ears, and being deaf has been a challenge throughout my life, so it's something that I'm going to open up and share with you guys, because this is something that I've been meaning to actually do for quite a long time, and I just want to let you guys into my world. It's not that I've been keeping it a secret per se. It's not like there is a secret, and those who are close to me know that I wear hearing aids. I was not born deaf, so I don't have a deaf accent. I did have severe hearing loss as I grew up. I get into a lot of the details and let you guys know a little bit about my history and how this came to be and how I live with it and how I kind of battled this insecurity and stigma that I had about it actually, and how it actually also even helped me come out of my shell in my personality. Getting into me and being deaf. I'm not fully deaf. That's something to take as an important note. When my hearing aids come out, I can still hear. It's just very decreased hearing. As you age, naturally our hearing decreases. The difference with me and my ears is that my ears want to hear. There's nothing wrong in the age type category for my hearing, but I had damage to my ears growing up. So like I said, I was not born deaf. That's why I don't have a deaf accent. That's why I'm not even completely deaf, just so we're clear here. I had chronic ear infections as a baby all through my childhood years. I was always really sick, getting either strep throat, ear infections, this and that. So it got really bad. When I was maybe 8 years old, I think, I was probably about 8 or 9, and I started getting tubes put in my ears. So I saw an ENT that I was referred to by my family doctor. Now that I'm older and I've gotten a lot more hands-on with my healthcare and my health, and become more involved, which I highly encourage to you guys, especially if you're moms and you have children. Be involved in your healthcare and in your health of yourself and for your children, because we cannot, now I'm not shitting on doctors or nurses or any medical professionals, but we're all human. We all make mistakes, and I'll tell you why I'm getting at that in a minute. Because we're not perfect. We're all imperfect human beings, and that is okay. But because of that, we should be more proactive with our health, our children's health, because you need to speak up and sometimes challenge the doctors. They don't know everything. As much, they're not God. So unfortunately, I did get into a situation where the ENT that I was dealing with kept doing tube surgeries every couple years on my ears. I can't even tell you how many I had. They'd fall out, and usually, from my research, when you get tubes put in your ears, they're supposed to fall out, and that is when the problem is supposed to be solved. But this doctor, I don't know what the reasoning is. I was not involved with my healthcare. I more trusted my parents, and I'm not saying that my parents were bad parents for what they did. They just didn't know, and they didn't know to challenge the doctors. They didn't know to ask questions. They did always know that I wanted to be a singer, even at a really young age, so that was always something of topic of discussion, but my parents are not musical people. So because they're not musical people, they didn't ask the right questions that they should have been asking the doctor, and the doctor did not have any knowledge clearly of music, because all I do remember is him saying, oh, well, it's fine, because like, you know, when singers plug their ears, then they want to hear their voice inside, and like, it made no freaking sense. Like, now that I'm older and educated, it was BS. So for a doctor to have said that, he didn't know what he was talking about. My parents just trusted the doctor, and that's why getting older, and there's been multiple other health concerns and things that I've gone through with not just myself, but family members over the years that have made me become more proactive with my health, and doing my own research and investigating things and asking the right questions, because you are your best advocate. So if anything you want to take from this video too, I highly recommend and encourage you guys to do those types of things when it comes to your healthcare. Basically, from doing multiple surgeries on my ears, there's a lot of scar tissue buildup in the eardrum. So to describe the way an ear works for anyone who doesn't know, your inner ear, you have two bones, and the bones are supposed to be able to move when you hear sounds and travel the sound in the airwaves to the nerves so that you can hear. Well, those two bones, especially in my left ear specifically, those two bones are fused together. They should not be. So because of all the surgeries and things that this doctor did, that's kind of what happened. And it got to a point where I think I was about 15, that I was still having hearing loss and issues, because I would go every year for a hearing test, still go every year for a hearing test regularly, because that's still something I have to do for the rest of my life because of my hearing loss. But moving forward, the doctor basically just didn't know what else to do with me. He was pretty much stumped and said that I was too special of a case. So he referred me to another ENT, who is actually one of the top ENTs in Canada. He is an ear disease specialist. He is incredible. I travel about an hour just to see him for my appointments, and I usually see him every 6 months, which again, I have, because there's other things going on with my ears as well that are really complicated that I don't really want to get into, that I probably couldn't explain properly if I wanted to. But there's other issues within my ears and my inner ear stuff that I've dealt with throughout my lifetime. But basically, when I went to him, what he said to me in essence was, I know what you do for a career, because 15, I was really much like, I was 15 or 16. I still was seriously wanting to pursue a music career. I hadn't really done much at that point, but I'll get into that in a bit. But basically, he said, you have two options. I can do the surgery, but there's a high chance that you will lose all of your hearing, and I don't want to do that to you. Or we can fit you with hearing aids and try to improve the hearing loss that you have now and avoid further damage. And we'll just do these maintenance update appointments every 6 months to, at first it was every 3 months, and then it became every 6 months. And then hopefully we're kind of almost at like once a year right now. And honest to God, best thing I ever did. My whole personality changed as soon as I could hear. And I didn't even realize how much my deafness was affecting my life until I got hearing aids, because you don't know what you're missing. And when you see those videos on YouTube or wherever you see them of people who can't hear getting hearing aids and being able to hear for the first time, I know what that beautiful moment feels like. And it is truly inspirational, because to not know even what you're missing, or people that are colorblind and they're coming out with new technology that's letting people see colors. And it's such an emotional moment because you had no idea what was missing. I remember all through school, I used to like laugh at jokes in a group of people, but I wouldn't know what the joke was or what was funny. I would just try to not feel left out and laugh along. Or I would just nod and go, yeah, and I wouldn't actually know what anybody was saying. Incredible, just the difference that I felt between just being, I almost like just came out of my shell. It was like this new world that I didn't know existed, that I didn't know was missing from my life. And I was always a shy and introverted kid growing up. A lot of that had to do with my bullying that I experienced all through school. Totally different story. I'm not saying it's completely the deafness, but I do think that I didn't speak up for myself as much. I was more quiet and reserved and more mouse-like in the corner. I didn't stand up to bullies, I think, because of these things. I don't know, a lot. I mean, there's a lot of self-confidence issues. There's layers to it, but I do think that being deaf and having hearing loss, and especially it gradually got worse over time, been stable for the last about 10 years now, which has been good. I recently got a second hearing aid in my right ear because at first it was mostly my left ear. I had very minor hearing loss in the right, but over the last few years, obviously my career has grown in music and it's been more important for me to hear. So moving forward, we kind of had a discussion with the people that do my hearing aids, because, you know, it's a whole team of people in different specialized areas, the audiology department, and they were like, you know, I think it would be really beneficial for you to have 2 hearing aids to balance out the hearing, because I had a different kind of hearing loss in each ear. This one doesn't hear higher pitched tones, this one doesn't hear lower pitched tones. To complicate this further, my inner ear, especially the left one, it did not grow and develop properly in utero. So it's very small. So they've equated the sizing of the inner ear for my left ear to the size of a child's, even though I'm a grown adult. That's just how it happened. So there was genetic things as well that I could not avoid, but the surgeries and stuff, like I said, did not help. Regardless, I've had ear problems and hearing problems that I had since birth that my parents didn't know and weren't aware of until I got to a certain age, when I started having hearing loss and they had to take me to an ENT. Most kids go to an ENT every few years. You don't really need to, just like the eye doctor, unless you have really severe problems. It's not like you need to go yearly for your checkup. Of course, it's good to go, but you know, it's not necessary. So essentially, that's how I ended up deaf. I got my first hearing aid when I was 16. And yeah, and that changed my life. These ones that are in my ears now, they are only maybe about a year. They're super new. The one that I had in my left ear from before this one that still works and is like a backup essentially is probably 3 or 4 years old. And then I had my other one for quite a long time, actually in 2016. I can tell you a really funny story. So I was filming my music video for Broken Dreams, my first single, back in 2016 in California, and during the time that I was there, the hearing aid just stopped working, which was really hard because I was like planning a music video shoot and I need to be able to hear what their director's telling me and hear people, and especially because my left ear has the most hearing loss. When I don't have my left hearing aid in and I have to do stuff where I have to function with people in an environment, it's really difficult for me. Like, I almost retreat back into this shell where I get really quiet and I just don't feel myself and I'm not as comfortable. It's super hard to explain, but that's how I live my life, and it's weird. I've had a lot of insecurities about it over the years. At the beginning I was really insecure, but I was also super happy because it's like bittersweet. It's like, oh, I need to rely on a piece of technology that it's almost like a societal thing. Like, it makes you feel insecure because hearing aids are known more for either people who are born deaf, is how I grew up knowing about them, or for elderly people. And I was like, I just didn't want I was already made fun of in school. I didn't want people to make fun of me further for that. So I really didn't even tell anybody for a really long time. And then gradually I kind of came out of my shell, like I said, and you know, my personality started shifting and people started noticing, and I started interacting more and actually like putting myself out there into the world to talk to people in my college years and stuff after high school. And it was a huge pivotal turning point for me. I really wanted to kind of share my story with you guys and let you know, because it's not something that I'm ashamed of anymore. I'm actually super proud to be part of a deaf community, and you know, I do kind of want to speak up a little bit more about it, because there's a lot of people living with disabilities that you don't see or know. A lot of people, when they find out that I'm deaf or have hearing aids, are shocked. They don't believe me. I have to show them. Because I don't live the same way as other deaf people, which again, I'm fortunate for, and there's never a complaint there for me. But everyone, it just makes you realize even further that you don't know what someone's going through when you walk past them on the street. Really didn't realize how much I was missing out in my life because of not being able to hear. There's so many factors and layers that I didn't even know how it was affecting my life. By me being able to finally hear, I was able to really feel comfortable in my craft of being a musician. It's amazing that we're in a digital era that we are able to accommodate people with disabilities, though. I want to inspire anyone who is deaf to be a musician. Go after your dreams. Don't let something like this hold you back. If I took my deafness and my hearing loss as a disability, which I hate the word disability, but regardless, if I took that as a serious disability, I would maybe not be where I am today in the career that I'm in and going after my dreams. I would have negatively maybe taken that and gone a different direction, like, oh, because I'm deaf, I can't do it. I don't care. You can do it. It doesn't matter what you're going through in your life, emotional, physical, mental, whatever you're going through, you can do it. You are stronger than you know, and I have not let my deafness and hearing loss hold me back from having a career in music. Neither should you. If you are passionate about it, whether it's music or not, whatever you're passionate about, don't let it hold you back. Go after your dreams. I know that I want to be a beacon of hope for other people in the long run. My dream is to always help inspire, because I know that I went through all the negative things that I went through for a reason. If this is one of those reasons, then I'm happy. I am happy to make this video for you guys to let you know, share my story, and hopefully inspire those of you who are struggling with whatever it is in your life. Don't let it hold you back. Don't let it stop you from going after your dreams. I'm really happy to have shared my story with you guys. If you have any questions, things that I may not have addressed, or you want me to go into more detail, comment below, let me know. I'm super open. You guys know this about me if you follow me. If you're new to this video, welcome. Thank you for being a part of my channel. Hopefully you subscribe, and we'll be back for more videos in the future. Hope I inspired some of you, or give any of you guys hope that you can do something in life that you maybe thought you couldn't do before. And don't let anything or anyone tell you you can't, because you can. So I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay beautiful. Bye.